Welcome to Corset World. Are you ready? Okay. So first of all, we have this one. She's just one of my everyday corsets. I have a couple that I just use every day. And it doesn't matter if they get dirty or covered in paint, as the she did. These two are exactly the same. As you can see, I just wore this one until all the eyes fell off. Well, all bar two. So I couldn't wear her anymore and I had to buy another one. Shame. So I've literally just taken her off to give my ribs a bit of a break. So I usually wear a corset every day to support my spine, because apart from the hypermobility and a whole host of other spinal issues, I have a permanent fracture. I somehow managed to fracture my spine when I was bedbound for 10 years, and my body didn't heal it. It didn't recognise it as fractured. So I have a permanent fracture, and normally you would scaffold that with some, like you'd fuse it, you'd chuck some titanium in there, but you can't go drilling into my bones because they don't heal, obviously. So we have this long form, beautiful plain black corset. If you go right to the bottom of my Insta feed, you'll see her, but she looks very different because I did sew a beautiful applique on. Sorry, 1 second. So I'm really struggling for breath today. My dysautonomia is really bad, so you must excuse my panting. So yes, I sewed an applique onto her, and then for a costume, and then I decided I didn't want it on there, so I've taken it off. So she's gorgeous. She's really gorgeous. This is an underbust version of her. She is also struggling with the focus. She is also just obviously very plain and beautiful, and she has a slight sheen to her. Then we have this special one. Try and get a better focus. So she has amazing buckles, as you can see. It was the buckles that did it for me. And she comes with this little sort of bolero jacket affair. It also has a couple of buckles. I haven't been able to get this on yet. I've got a very prominent rib cage because of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I have these wide shoulders, and she's just not wide enough for me. So what I'm going to do is remove this ribbon lacing. I've got loads of 1 second. Sorry. I've got loads of black ribbon in my sewing supply, so I'll remove this. I'll get a longer ribbon, I'll relace her, and there'll be a gap here, so then I'll be able to wear her over that corset. And I think I'm going to save her for a shoot with my photographer, my photographer for the intercourse section, just because she's so special, really. We might there's a bricked up tunnel that we know. My cats are now going to join in, and so I might do a tunnel shoot, quite a dark shoot with her. And then we've got this gorgeous little creature who I actually forgot that I had, and I'm thinking for her it might have to be a little boudoir bedroom shoot, right? Yes, pretty. Okay, so now we have this one, which I did put on my Insta feed. She's just so gorgeous. Very painful because, like all the long form corsets, she's too long for my short body. Ehlers-Danlos means I have something called morphonoid habitus, which means I have a really short body and very long limbs. So I have the arms and legs of someone who's like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", and I have the torso of someone who's like 5'2". So I'm a bit of a strange shape. And my wingspan is longer than I am tall. It means I can reach things that people who are taller than me can't reach. Then we also have this beautiful gold one. I'm hoping you'll recognise her. If you've seen any of the Red Voyeur screenshots or clips, you should recognise her. And there's not a lot to be said about her. She's just gorgeous. Sorry, I need to take a breath. So there's a red version of this one I really want to get because I want to make I'm Welsh. I'm very proud to be Welsh. Unless you're Welsh, you won't understand why we're proud to be Welsh. But I want to get a red version of her, and then I'm going to make an enormous skirt out of the 2 Welsh flags. There are 2 Welsh flags. So then we have these 2. As you can see, there's a long form and an underbust. And the idea with these is I want to create a mannequin look. I want to turn myself into a mannequin. The plan is to get some really good quality latex stockings and a suspender belt and some really long latex gloves to pair with these. What I want to do eventually is get a full body latex, flesh coloured latex full body suit, but a good quality one of those costs hundreds of pounds. So for now we're just going to make do with these. Hard life. Then we have this long form. Again, all the long forms are a little bit too long. I thought that this one was going to be really difficult to get into because of these straps. You have one that goes in the front, once it's in the front and once it's in the back. I thought it was just going to be difficult, but in fact it's one of the easiest of all to get into, and I think it's to do with the zip. The zip does make a huge difference. Then of course we have the most gorgeous little blue one, which if you have seen the screenshots and the Blue Voyeur video clips, you will recognise. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous? I really want to wear her out and about, but I haven't finished with her yet for work, so I can't. Just moving my cushion across as we go. Then we have this one. She's beautiful. Again, she's another long form. She's really pretty. And again, I want to make a massive, massive skirt to go with her. You can see she's like a woven fabric. So she's really nice. And then we have these 2. Now these 2 are exactly the same. As you can see, they have hip gores. And I love the hip gore detail. The reason I have 2 is because I got a little bit ambitious. A 24 inch is just a little bit too big for me, in that when I lace it up, when I lace up a 24 inch, this bit here up to about here comes together, and then obviously it gets wider because of my prominent ribs. So I thought, let's go down a size. Let's drop down from a 24 to a 22. And the 22 is just a little bit too small. I can wear it, but it's not as comfortable as I'd like it to be. So I bought a 24 inch, as you do. The sweet spot for me would be the 23 inch. I've got a 26 inch natural waist, so a 24 should fit me properly. The 23 would be perfect, but well, they can't cover every size and shape. Then we have this one. She's a beauty. All of my corsets are, of course, she's. They are she's. They are a her. Because look at them, they're just so beautiful. So I haven't worn her much because I wasn't filling the hips. She's in 2 halves at the moment because I swapped a ribbon lace out for her lace. But I think soon I will relace her and start seasoning her up properly. My body shape has changed a bit since I first bought her, so hopefully I'll be able to fill her out a little bit better. Now, then we have this one. So she's actually a top. She has straps. Again, she's a 24 inch waist, which is great here. She fits me really well here, but she's too small for me up here. So I can't keep these bits closed. And I do find that the straps tend to hurt my shoulders, so I have to keep them really loose to the point where they just fall down all the time. That's nothing to do with the corset. It's just my hypersensitive body. And then we have her. Big sigh. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? She's so gorgeous. Unfortunately, when I did her up, I couldn't quite do her up enough. I couldn't pull her enough to get these to button up. Maybe once she's seasoned a bit more I will, but I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to find a ribbon or some silken fabric that's a close match to this, and I'll make some of these bits myself, and I'll make them slightly longer so that they can go across, because when it's done up it just looks stunning. You may have seen the advert online. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was so thrilled to get this corset. And then you have these chains which wrap round to the back. So there you go, 18 corsets and counting. You can never have enough corsetry. They're my addiction. They are. And hopefully you'll be addicted soon too.